A very good morning to all of you. I hope you have a great morning today. We have been joined by our expert, Sri JAGMOHAN ji. I would request sir to please switch on your video, sir, so that we all can see you. I have made you the co-host. I hope I am clearly audible to all of you. JAGMOHAN sir, if you can hear me, can you please come on video? I have made you the co-host. Yeah, great. Great to see you, sir. Good morning, namaskar. Sir, you are on mute, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir. So, sir, we'll wait for say 1 or 2 more minutes, then we'll start, sir.
That's fine with me. I hope my voice is very clear.
Yes, sir. It's quite clear. But sir, if you are using microphone, then you have to keep it quite near to your mouth. Otherwise, slightly if you can come near to your
hands-free also. I just wanted to know whether my mic is perfect.
The voice is clear, but it would be better if can be even at a higher level.
Okay, let me just try that. How is it now?
Yeah, now it's fantastic, sir. It's fine. Great.
Better than earlier one, or earlier was better?
No, sir, it's good now. It's good.
Okay, good.
Okay, sir, we have crossed the half century. So let's start. A very good morning to all of you. I welcome you to the day 3, session 1 of Atal's FDP on leadership and excellence, a need in an era of disruptive transformation. I hope you had a great last 2 days, and we have a fantastic session lined up now. To brief you about our expert, let me share my screen with all of you. So we have been joined by Sri JAGMOHAN RISHI ji, Global Head Learning and Development and Digital Marketing at WOCKHART Limited, and he will be taking session on people's management through situational leadership. So JAGMOHAN ji, it's a very brief profile of him because I want him to take the maximum time, so I have asked him to be very precise on that. So he has won a Golden Peacock Award 2018, in 2019 both, and he also has top 200 CX thought leader at being a place at the USA, certified business coach and digital mentor, global director, International Association of Sales Trainer. He is expert in virtual selling excellence, master trainer in situational leadership, and our today's session is focusing on that only. And also he is hosted by Mr. Philip Kotler, the marketing guru for H2H marketing in July 2021. Most importantly, he has authored the Amazon bestseller book, Are You a Digital Dinosaur? And he is also running a very fantastic YouTube channel. I have shared the link of that channel and requested you to go through some of the videos and come prepared with your queries at the time of interaction. What we have planned here is that sir will be sharing his thoughts for next 1.5 an hour, and then afterwards we'll have a half an hour of interaction. So with this, sir, it's totally over to you. I share this virtual dice to you, and I will stop sharing my screen so that you will be able to take it from here onwards. Thank you once again for sparing your time.
Thank you, Dr. Manoj. Thank you very much for the great introduction. So good morning, everybody. But before we begin, I normally have this, bad habit of asking you to rename yourself. So my request is that, for example, Dr. Manoj is there. So I just want which city you are from. Just write down, for example, if you see my name, JAGMOHAN Rishi - Mumbai. So if you can rename, for renaming it, I think you all must be knowing on your, when you see your name, you will be able to see the 3 dots over there. Click over there and you can rename yourself. So this will give me an idea that Dr. Dharmendra, it's good that you're from Assam. It's good. Put in the chat, but if you can rename yourself also, that will be good. In fact, I will just share the screen, and of course I can guide you accordingly. Now you can see the whole screen is here with us. And if you see the screen wise, if the name has to be changed, say Charu Kapoor is there.
We could not see that. You have to share the entire screen. We are seeing some outlook only.
Okay, I'll just
yeah,
minimize that.
You stop the sharing and you just share it again with entire screen option.
Yeah.
May I request participant use the 3 dot? If you can see, I have just renamed myself with Bhubaneswar at the bracket. Just go to the 3 dot and I have allowed you to rename yourself.
It is coming like that only.
No, sir. When you share, sir, there is an option of entire screen. You try that.
And I have done the entire screen only.
Then you should switch over the screen, sir. Once you do that, you
just
can
use
the shift tab.
I'm coming to this now.
Yeah.
I've shared the whole screen, and okay, so let people do it. Somebody has renamed it Merit. I don't want only Merit only. You can put the name Rishi Merit accordingly.
Yes. So I would request the participant to please see that, because if you can see, few of them have done that. Jaya ma'am has done that, Jaya Guntur. And for me, I have put Bhubaneswar. You can always do that. Don't write in chat box. You can please rename yourself by going to your screen, use that 3 dot. Once you put your mouse on your screen, that 3 dot will come in. You can't see
Dr.
that.
Manoj, can you share your screen and show it to them? Maybe on my screen it is not coming.
Okay, I will try. So actually what happens when we share the Zoom, we can't share the Zoom.
That is what is happening. That is what
that's the main problem which is happening, sir.
So anyway, on the chat, I can see Dr. Shabana from Hyderabad is there. Dr. Damodar Mishra from Assam, Taligaon is there. In fact, I've studied in Assam, WOCKHART, my dear friends, in Don Bosco School. And I have great likings towards the east side because I've studied my MBA from Bhubaneswar. Okay, then there is Charanpreet Singh. Charanpreet Singh, from which place you are from? Okay. Then there is Irum Alvi from Kota, Rajasthan. Himanshu Saxena from Meerut. Not able to change the name. Okay. I think many of you have been able to change the name. Mosmi Munat from Pune. I'll again help you out where you can change the screen, change the name. You see, if you see over here, now you can see my screen. And if you see these 3 dots, are you able to see the 3 dots over here?
No, sir, that's a problem in Zoom. When you share the Zoom screen, you can't share the Zoom.
That is it.
That's the main problem. But I can help them. I would request there are 2 options to do that. Either you click on the participant list, then you just go to your name and there is an option called more. In that you can click on more and you have an option for rename. Okay. You can do that.
I'm just again doing something more. Okay, I'm going to do something like this. Okay. Now if you see, I'm sharing the screen again. And if you see my slide over here,
yes,
I have taken a screenshot of the slide. And if you see here, there are 3 dots over here. These 3 dots. This is a screenshot, so I can't click on the 3 dots.
Exactly.
Once you click on the 3 dots, you will be able to, rename yourself. It will give an option of renaming.
And what sir is requesting, retain your name only at the end, write down from where you are joining us.
And like Dr. Manoj Kumar Gopalia is written Bhubaneswar in the bracket. That's what I would want. So this will give me an idea to which city you're from and from where are you talking about. It will help me engage you further, friends. Before we move forward, I think this is a good exercise which you will
exactly. So I could see many of them have already done. We have from Kolhapur, Hyderabad, Pune, Delhi, West Bengal, Mumbai, and one is I think Undale. I don't know the name. That maybe is his title only. One is from Hyderabad, Bhubaneswar, Gujarat. Gujarat is something, sir, it's quite wide. If you can be specific, because we all know that you may be from Ahmedabad, Vadodara, maybe somewhere, maybe a place. I could see many of my friends are here. I know from where they are, but I would request them, please please add the place from where you have joined in. We have few people from Bangalore also, sir. I could see them here.
I can. Now people have started renaming them. I can see it. Rup Jyoti Haloy from Kokrajhar. Wow, this name is very familiar to me.
Exactly.
Then Dr. Neeta Maitre from Pune. Manjeet Kaur from Chandigarh. Okay, very nice. Dr. Shinde from Mumbai. Okay, very good. There is one JAGMOHAN Rishi also from Mumbai. Okay, good. Very nice. So we have 67 people. My request is you should do it, and this is also a learning exercise, my dear friends. If possible, do it. Let me start with now second question that all of you must have watched some of my video. I don't want to start putting in the chat box as of now, but I would want you just we'll do a chat waterfall. Okay, you must be asking what is chat waterfall. So what which video have you watched? Just type in the chat box, but don't press enter. Don't press enter. So just type a video which you liked or you have watched in my YouTube channel, Jagmohan Singh Rishi, and that then of course you just don't press tab, just keep on writing it out. I will, for example, some of you, I will take you to you can see here that this is creating with the zoom, it creates a lot of issues. So this is my channel and there are a lot of videos over here. So I believe each one of you must have watched these videos. And once you are ready with the chat, I will quickly ask you to come back to the chat box. And of course, now I can request you to please start and press enter into the chat box so that I can watch which videos have you watched or which you liked accordingly. Yes, negotiations. New skill in 8 steps I most like. Okay, Puneet said it. Key mantras, 4 key mantras for the leaders of 2020. Very nice. 4 key mantras. Excellent. Eight easy steps for new skills. Excellent. Yeah. Keep coming. Okay. Okay, digital negotiations. Very good. Very nice. Very good. Digital negotiations. So if you have watched this, okay, I'll be discussing about this aspect because there is a special, aim for doing this particular video channel. And as I go further, I will go ahead in that. But before that, let me continue further that, okay, this slide was there. I must thank you and Dr. Manoj for sparing your time with me, for listening to me and helping me share my thoughts on leadership and of course people management. People are the most important resources in today's era, my dear friend. I think because of COVID, you must have realized that people had become materialistic, and but COVID is a great leveler, and nature is a great leveler. It has taught us that people are the most important resources. So relationships are something which will take us further, my dear friend. So the views which are expressed over here are totally mine, and not from my company side. I normally collect a lot of data points, but as of now, I have not shared this. Maybe I'll share it with Dr. Manoj later on. Before we begin, I want you to put in the chat box, what are your strengths? Each one of you is a Superman over here, or Supergirl, of course. So what are your strength areas? Please put in the chat box. We'll be using chat a lot because the numbers are huge. And secondly, I'll be requesting Dr. Manoj to be my co-faculty, co-facilitator. In case I miss somebody's question, you can help me out in that.
Sure, sir.
So
I will do
I'm
that.
open the chat box again now, and I will look forward to your answers. What are your strength areas? What are your super strength areas, kind of? For example, just to help you out, in this, my mom used to say that I have talents and I can connect with people very easily. So whether I'm in a lift or I'm in a cruise or I'm in an aircraft, I can't sit idle. I have to ask somebody, what are you doing? What are your goals? Oh, what are your strength areas? I mean, do you like singing? Do you like dancing? So I keep on, connecting with people, whether it is a 1-year-old child or it is a 80-year-old person. So that is what. Now I would want you to please, people have started pouring in team building, positive attitude. I'm a great learner, patience, communication, excellent, time management, hard worker, very good. Patience and positive attitude, convincing people, acquire that change easily, time management, excellent. Keep coming, keep coming. Bring it on, my dear friend, bring it on, bring it on. Connecting with people and following ethics, sincere and hardworking, communication, excellent. Wow. So we have almost 10 people have answered this, not 10, but more than 10. 15 people have answered hard and smart worker. Dr. Shinde is saying, okay. So I will stop over here. Thank you very much, friends. I will quickly cover a few of the aspects over here. Who said these things? When the rate of change on outside exceeds the rate of change inside, the end is near. Okay, who said this? Again, in the chat box, please put in the name. Don't Google it, please. Don't Google it. I would want you to please put in the chat box. Who said these words? Just make a guess. It can be Steve Jobs. It can be, Tesla owner. It can be Ratan Tata. It can be, Narayan Murthy. It can be Narendra Modi. It can be, any Jeff Bezos. It can be Jack Welch, or it can be, Prime Minister of UK, Swami Vivekananda. Okay, Dr. Vicky Modi from Gujarat is saying Swami Vivekananda. Okay, he also said the similar thing, but these words are somebody who's from different. Keep guessing, keep putting the words, my dear friend. Jagmohan Rishi himself, that's a good one. I like Shahid from Pondicherry. Yeah, see, that's the reason I tell you to put your city name. I majorly connect with you. Pondicherry, I was there. I was before the lockdown. I was in a Pondicherry. Okay, Koili from Noida also thinks the same. Dr. Jagmohan. Sorry, I have not said these things, but I've definitely made my own quotes video, which was the last one. 16 super 16 quotes. Okay, just now. No, I have not said. You can see the slides over here. These are very, very powerful words, my dear friend. Excellent. I like it. Early morning humor is good. Okay, to cut the story short, let me come back to you, Martin Luther King. No, okay, go. Manoj is saying Martin Luther King. Okay, so it is primarily, my dear friend, it is Jack Welch. Okay, Jack Welch is the person who said these words, that when the rate of change on outside exceeds the rate of change inside, the end is near. And this is particularly from as perspective of in a corporate world or in an institution, education institution. If we are not changing as per the market scenario, then we become dinosaurs. That is what exactly my book also says, that are you a digital dinosaur? So these are the some words which are very, very important that we should continue. Now, let me ask you, what kind of changes have you experienced in last 2 years compared to previous one? You can, Manoj, if somebody wants to unmute and share, I'm okay with that.
Yes, I will.
Maybe, but only
Okay, I will
not
allow.
more than two people.
Okay.
You can raise your hand and Manoj can unmute them accordingly, or you can put in the chat box also. What kind of changes have you experienced in your work profile? Digitization is one thing, very good.
So I would request the participant to please raise your hand and I will allow you.
Yeah.
In the
So
meantime, those who want to write in chat box, please go ahead.
yes. Moving to a digital world, very nice. Absolutely. We have become thrifty and home rooted. Oh, wow, that's right. Yeah, naturally. Please ask the question again. My question is, what changes have you experienced in the last 2 years of pandemic, particularly since the time Corona has, shown its face to the world?
So I think
what
two of the
changes?
participants wants to come in. I have
Yeah, I'm
unmuted
okay with
Dr.
that. You can
Shinde.
start with Sibram Nayak.
No, sir, I think the doctors have raised the hand first. I
Okay,
have just.
Dr. Shinde, you can give it.
Yeah, please go
So
ahead,
I'm
Doctor.
reading also. It's hard to train people who are not aware about digital. They learned about different platforms where we can share knowledge. Very good. Yeah, Dr. Shinde, please.
In this pandemic, the situation is at many places we are cut down the manpower, and what 2 or 3 people were doing, now the task is to be done by a single person. So we should be multi-task person, and we should be very thorough in digital work.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Shinde. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's hear from Nayak sir also. Nayak sir, go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Post-COVID, we found there is more focus providing on big data analysis and digital transformation.
Okay, big data analysis and digital transformation. So,
Yes.
are you, Mr. Nayak, are you into education or
Sir, I'm not in education line. I am in industry sector.
You're in industry sector. Okay, good. So thank you very much. Of course, big data analytics is, apart from big data analytics, a lot of other digitization, digital transformation topics have come up. For example, artificial intelligence, voice bots or chat bots kind of thing. I mean, these days, the big basket itself is creating a lot of chat bots, which helps you do all the transactions, day-to-day transactions. The biggest change which have been seen in these days is that the Corona has become the chief digital officer. Okay, so so that is the biggest achievement of Corona, because I have been shouting at the top of my voice before Corona. That is the reason I had written my book, Are You Digital Dinosaur? That digitization is important, but many of the companies, they used to laugh. I launched my learning management system 5 years ago here, and I launched a chat bot and artificial intelligence for customer engagement. But people used to laugh at me, yaar, kya tum karte ho? But Corona has become the chief digital officer of this thing. And I would say, again welcome you to subscribe to my channel, JAGMOHAN Rishi, on YouTube. And you will find a lot of interesting stories of late, which are there, and the previous ones also. You see, my story started from 2019 onwards, when digitization was starting only. And then Corona time, I have posted a lot of things, particularly from the teacher's point of view, from the corporate point of view, all those things are there. So it is important that we continue to this, we keep on adjusting to it. But today's topic is not about digitization. So a little bit about myself, although Dr. Manoj has already explained about me. I am Army Reject, a salesperson turned sales trainer leader. and transformative digital mentor. And these are my superpowers at home, my super girl and my super wife. I was always supported and protected by two super girls at home. So let me, start with my journey. Quickly, I'll cover it up in next maybe 120 seconds. I started with the selling Dalantin. I told you I got rejected from army because of medical reasons. So I joined a company called Pfizer, and they had Dalantin, which was something about chemical locha in the brain. So it was very, very scientific driven. I used to sell to neurologists. But then I also started selling Benadryl, जो कले का लोचा होता है उसके लिए बेचते थे. But as and when you eat out, पेट का लोचा भी होता है, Gelusil भी बेचते थे हम. I also sold Gelusil. And in the evenings when we used to come spirited evenings, with the VAT 69 and old monk, तो smell आती थी मुंह में. So I also sold Listerine and Halls also. So that is how that has been my journey, right from hair locha to gale ka locha to pet ka locha and to, of course, mouth ka locha. So some of the companies which I worked really was Pfizer and Park Davis. And I also sold Corex and Viagra. I hope all of you know about these brands. I will not go into detail about it. The companies which I worked is Park Davis, Warner Lambert, Pfizer, Urban Mannheim, and of course, currently I'm working with WOCKHART, my dear friends. This slide has already been covered by Dr. Manoj, so I will not cover, but only aspect which I cover is that my pride is about Are You a Digital Dinosaur? This is the book which I'm very, very proud of. And the best part is that it became Amazon bestseller immediately after the launch. And during the pandemic, it has become further very popular. You need not buy the book, my dear friend. You can always subscribe to my channel because chapters of it I'm covering in the YouTube channel. And that is only about 3 to 4 minutes micro learning modules are there. So if you want to buy, it's okay because you will be doing some good cause also. All the profits of the book I'm donating to Bharat Ke Veer Foundation, which supports the widows of Indian Army. So that is how I have contributed it, and I think almost ₹1 lakh I have contributed for that, and it is my personal choice because the moment I launched the book, Pulwama attack happened. And I was very sad about the way it had happened. And the Jawans, they need to be taken care of their families accordingly. So that's the reason I said God has given me enough, so I donated accordingly. But I would urge you to, popularize this particular book wherever possible, and also popularize the YouTube channel. You can subscribe and you can further. Besides, I'm also, helping many of the B schools, technical colleges, ISTD, and ATD as a faculty development program. And that is how in the process I came across Dr. Manoj also. And that is the reason he's called me accordingly. Now I'm going to ask you a very important topic because today's topic is not on digitization, my dear friend. Today's topic is on people management through situational leadership. So situational leadership is one of my favorite topics. I got certified before digitization on this. Let me ask you in the chat box, who's your favorite leader? Don't limit yourself to these people only. It can be anything. For example, my favorite leader is MS Dhoni. For me, it is MS Dhoni. Indira Nui. Okay. Somebody saying Indira Nui. My first teacher, very good. Excellent. Thinking out of the box. Narendra Modi, Indira Nui. Most of the ladies are saying Indira Nui only. That is not fair, huh? You should be gender neutral. Okay. Come on. I'm waiting for the answers now. Okay, Indira Nui, Narendra Modi, Barack Obama, excellent. He is one of my favorites, of course. Barack Obama is another one. Sundar Pichai is another one. Very good, excellent. Very good. So, my dear friends, the more you participate, I will be able to participate more. Savitribai Phule, excellent. I really love it because yesterday only I heard detail about Savitribai Phule.
Exactly.
Yesterday only I learned about Savitribai Phule, and I'm really hats off to that lady, of course.
Exactly.
Vivekanand ji, excellent. Ratan Tata, oh, some of my favorites are coming now. Excellent. Nobody has talked about President Kalam. Okay. Oh, it has come now. Manohari has said. Dr. Abdul Kalam. Mother Teresa, excellent. Actually, we see a lot about Indira Nooyi in social media. Absolutely, you're right. She's become very active in social media nowadays. Of course, people connect with her, of course. Biju Patnaik, I have a great regard for Biju Patnaik and his son Naveen Patnaik also, because he is one person who's neutral and he is ensuring the development of the state, of course. Korean Varghese, of course, the milk champion.
White revolution.
White revolution, excellent. In fact, today's era, there's a lot of green revolution is going on. For example, I have just bought an e-vehicle. Anand Mendra is another one.
Yes.
And promote a lot of things in my society also, that we should use e-vehicles. You know, it stops pollution and other aspects. I am a great proponent of that, and my next car is going to be e-car only, so that we don't create pollution. Immense respect for South Korea. Excellent. Wow. So I think this is good enough. I will stop over here. Do you think I'm asking a lot of questions? Just you can give a thumbs up, virtual thumbs up also, that I'm asking a lot of questions also. Are you seeing some thumbs up?
I think so.
Hello.
The way they are participating, it says all. They are quite happy with this. I could see, because it's our 7th session in this week, but they are just participating like anything.
Okay, thank you so
Great.
much. It's my pleasure. My next question is, I have a bad habit of asking questions, you know, and just like there was a James Bond dialogue, I have a bad habit of surviving or living.
Yes.
So
exactly.
I have a bad habit of, you know, asking questions. So James Bond is one of my favorite series, of course. And anyway, let's not go into that. Do the leaders really lead? Wherever you will see this kind of, you know, chat box icon, means this, you have to answer in the chat box. Okay. So that is how my question is, do leaders really lead? Come on. Yes. Okay. Depends. It's a googly question. Let me share with you. Yes, they make strategies, not all times. Okay, lead by example, very good. They pave the way. Excellent. Depends on the situation and environment. Not every time, sir. Excellent. I'm talking about good leaders, okay? I'm not talking about the misguiding leaders. So I'm asking you very simple question. Do the leaders really lead? Many times, you know, leaders need not be that charismatic leaders like, you know, like MS Dhoni or Amitabh Bachchan. Many times, President Kalam is a person who gave example of his leader, that when there is a failure, I will face it, and when there is a success, you will go to the press conference. You remember this story? So this story is very powerful, and that is why I'm saying that leaders normally, what they do is they are situational leaders. You know, I think many of you have answered it rightly, that it is the situational leaders. I'm not talking about political leaders. Okay, let's not talk about political. They are not leaders. Sorry to say that I am a great disbeliever in politicians. They work for their own selfish motives only. So my take is that leaders, you know, leaders, they create circumstances, my dear friend. Somebody is mentioned over here, Tritha Sinha. They give direction, and depends on circumstances. I think I would use this particular aspect here, that the leaders, if you have seen a movie called Sher Shah recently, you know, it clearly says that Sher Shah was that person, actor, he was leading from the front. But every time the leader doesn't lead from the front. Many times in a corporate or a educational sector or in a private sector also, or in public sector also, the leader's role is to create an environment, an ecosystem. Ecosystem of what? Trust. An ecosystem of what? Development. Ecosystem of what? Performance. Ecosystem of earning. Ecosystem of learning. So that is what they create, this kind of ecosystem through which people grow. Why is it happened that some companies, when a person is particularly in a multinational corporation, the person is a star performer. He moves from this company to another company, he becomes a failure. It's all because of culture, my dear friend. It's all culture. And leaders' number one role is to create culture, my dear friend. Whether you are at a CEO level, whether you are at a front end level, Even if you are having two people to report to, one people to report to, or if you don't have a report to also, you still have an opportunity to create a culture and kind of culture. Do you agree with this or not? Do you agree with this or not? Yeah. Thank you so much.
So I think you just parallelly have the chat box then, because they are actually interacting through there.
Yeah, I'm going
Okay,
through
sir.
chat box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going through chat box. That's the reason, I think. Can leaders really attract and retain talent in today's world? My question, next question is, I told you I've got a bad habit of asking questions. I have not come to the topic still, but I'm just setting up the groundwork. Based on that groundwork, you will learn. If you don't participate, you will not learn, my dear. Yep. Can leaders attract talent, retain talent? Attract and retain talent? No, they empower or climb the ladder, but treat others like, okay. I like it. I like the answer. Okay. It says that somebody says, no, they empower or climb the ladder, but treat them like they don't want to leave. Okay. Okay. Retaining talent depends on salary given by the institution. Okay, very good. A study was done, my dear friends. Koili from Noida, a study was done. The number one reason for people leaving a company is not about the company or salary. The number one reason for people leaving the company is the manager, their immediate boss. Okay. Money, talent are two different aspects. I agree with you. No, it is not the company which is they're leaving, it is the manager they are leaving. The way you are treated, my dear friend. You know, just to give a simple example, you know, I was conducting a coaching session for one of the plant heads in Banti. His name was Sharma. I'll not give the full name Sharma. So what he used to do was he used to call, like in North, no, it's a very good takiya kalam to gali ke saath baat karte hain. Oh bhai, idhar aao, oye maya, idhar aao, ma idhar aa, like this. So that fellow was calling with that, gali word in. So I said, yeah, Sharma, you are such a senior person, but you should not use such kind of words. People will feel insulted. So he called one person. He said, "Oi, Suresh, idhar aa. जब मैं तेरे को गाली देता हूँ, साथ में बुलाता हूँ, तेरे को बुरा लगता है?" कहता नहीं जी, बुरा तो नहीं लगता. जब आप नहीं बुलाते हो गाली के साथ, तब मुझे बुरा लगता है. So that is exactly what happens. If you have a trust, you can use any Tom, Dick, and Harry word. Okay, but at the same time, as a person grow, one has to take off that vocabulary and pick up professional vocabulary. You know, there is a book called "What Brought You Here Will Not Get You There." This is by my guru, Marshall Goldsmith. I'm certified by him as an executive coach. And that is where exactly he says that जो आपको यहाँ लेके आया है वो वहाँ आगे नहीं लेके जाएगा. तो इसके लिए अपने आप को हमेशा evolve करते रहो. So it is important that we keep on giving respect and earn respect, my dear friends. So that is in short. Let me come to the next point here, and that topic is I keep on doing this mad workshops. You know, mad workshops are what? Mad workshops are make a difference. Make a difference in somebody's life. You know, you must have heard about the story of starfish. You know, anybody knows the story of starfish? Anybody who doesn't know the story of starfish? Let me ask this way. You don't know the story of starfish? Manoj, for good that I can see Manoj only, so I'll repeat it. You must have heard it. When I tell you, you will remember. There was a boy at the sea beach, and he sees thousands of starfishes over there. And another man was watching this boy throwing the starfishes into the sea. So the man goes to the boy and he says that, "Hey, what are you doing?" He said, "I'm throwing the starfish back into the sea so that they can live." He said, are you mad? Are you mad? Well, there are thousands and thousands of starfishes which have been thrown towards on the beach by the sea. How can you do it? What difference can you make? He said, it is making difference to this starfish, and he throws it in the. So even if my sessions makes a difference to one person also, my job is done by different. If you see my Instagram profile, if you see my LinkedIn profile, if you see my Facebook profile, I always mention that I am going to create difference to 100,000 leaders in the world. And I'm using multiple methodologies to create multiple leaders. And this is also one of the examples. That's the reason I agreed to this particular session of Dr. Manoj, so that I can create, about how many are there? 88 more leaders, about 100 more leaders who can make the difference in somebody's life, my dear friend. So impactful situational leadership theory, I'm going to start it now over here. It is 10:12, and by 11 o'clock, I think I should be able to complete it. And then we will get into the discussion mode. Is it okay? I don't think we will require a break, Dr. Manoj.
No, sir, we have a break after that. So that's okay.
That's good. So can Manoj read this slide, please?
Yes, sir. The key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority.
Yeah. How many of you agree on this?
Sir, I think I will tell you, you are taking this after 2 days. So many of them now started agreeing. So though they may not be at the start of this FDP, but now slowly they have started appreciating.
If you get promoted in a company and you become general manager or a vice president, you think people will listen to you? They may listen to you primarily because you are a boss, but they will not listen to you from the heart. The moment those stars are removed from your shoulder, that is the thing. You must have. There is a theory, since you are into education also. Power are two types. Power. One is which is given power, and one is which is a which is a intangible power. Intangible power comes inherently into the person. That is where exactly it is there in the team also of equals or peers. People have respect for one person because of his knowledge or her knowledge, because of the influence on other people, because of the communication. Okay, because always there is a person जिसको बोलते हैं यार तुम ये काम करके आओ आगे चलो, because तुमको पता है बॉस को कैसे पटाना है, right? So that is where we call it. So key to successful leadership today is influence, my dear friend. It is, in fact, there is a complete module for 1 week I conduct. It is only on influence, and it is not very small thing. It's a very large aspect. जो multi-million billion ये जो deals होती है negotiation, it is only because of influence. Multi-billion deals which happens in the countries, like for example, the defense deals, it happens because of influence, not because of authority. अगर अथॉरिटी से होगा तो यूएस का अमेरिका प्रेसिडेंट सब कुछ भेज देगा, right? It will say buy only from me because they have got authority, but it is the influence which makes a lot of difference, my dear friend. So authority works, but वो दिल से नहीं आती है. Okay, अगर आपने दिल से किसी का रिस्पेक्ट करा, then you have to use influence. We will learn about it. Somebody mentioned authority will have timely result. Excellent, good point. Dr. Shabana, I'm just parking your point over here, but you will understand that why I'm agreeing to this also, but I'm disagreeing totally on this. I mean, not totally agreeing on this. I'm agreeing partly to this. And this is told by Ken Blanchard, who is a great, I have great respect for that person. We are going to cover situational leadership model history. Why is it popular among managers, leadership behaviors and styles, development levels, and of course, practical examples and applications. This we are going to cover in today's session, my dear friend. And but before we go forward, let me ask you a simple question, my dear friend. Workforce engagement demographics. They say that there are 3 kinds of organizations: top performing organizations, average performing organizations, and bottom performing organizations. इसके अंदर 3 तरह के एम्प्लॉइज होते हैं: एक्टिवली एंगेज, डिसएंगेज, actively not engaged, and actively engaged. If you see the difference here, top performing companies के अंदर 88% overall productivity होती है for the top performing. And if you see how many engaged people are there, 67% are engaged. Okay, 26% are not engaged, and 7% are actively disengaged. In average performing companies के अंदर engaged कितने होते हैं? 33%. Not engaged 49%, and actively disengaged is 18%. And if you see the difference, bottom performing companies, engaged is 23%, 51% are not engaged, and 26% are actively disengaged. Now I want you to put in the chat box which is the most dangerous kind of, jeev, actively disengaged or not engaged, which is most dangerous for a team for giving results or for a teamwork also. Not engaged, not engaged, not engaged. Okay, the fight is between not engaged and actively disengaged. Okay, I can also see here there are about 15 people who are answering. Out of 92 people, many people are not engaged here. So friends, I want you to all be actively engaged, not disengaged. So I will keep on trying my best. Okay, that's good. That's good. Actively not engaged, not engaged. Taking responsibility is a big thing, and assigning those responsibilities is a huge task. Okay, now I will answer this question. The most dangerous prani जो इसके अंदर होता है, that is actively disengaged. Why I'm saying it is most dangerous? Because जो actively disengaged होता है, that fellow वो खुद तो काम करेगा भी नहीं, लेकिन he or she will create an environment कि भैया यहाँ तो कुछ फायदा नहीं काम करने का, यहाँ कुछ सैलरी इंक्रीज तो होनी नहीं है, इतनी मेहनत करके फायदा क्या है. He or she will promote other people to become not engaged and in the process leave the company. But this prani will continue to stay in the company and not perform. Are you getting my point?
We call them catalysts.
Catalyst. I call them parasites. Because those people, they will promote, they will create a negative culture in the company. So there is a wonderful video. I don't know whether I can show it to you. Agar time rahega to I will show in the end on this. Dr. Manoj, remind karana mere ko.
Yes,
so
sir.
I will show that video on engagement levels, and it talks about that these people, you should be very, very careful. Okay, those people who are actively disengaged, you have to first take care of them and get rid of them, my dear friend. Get rid of them because they cannot change because of the various mindsets and attitude issues. But there are some people who are not engaged. They are on a borderline, my dear friend. They are on a borderline. And you have to create engagement. But my question is, engagement kiske haath mein hai ye? In whose hand is the engagement? Whose hand is engagement? Who creates engagement in the team? Manager. Leader, absolutely. So it is very, very important for a leader to keep them engaged. And situational leadership theory is a very important theory model to how to increase the engagement. You must have also experienced during pandemic, work from home mein, some people work increased, but many times some people, they had no work only. Some people were, they were finishing their work in 1 hour. What to do in that? So they were getting engaged in some kind of hobbies and other aspects, but in the process, it led to, a lot of depression. So it is the role of a leader, how to keep them engaged. For example, मेरी टीम के अंदर लोग होते हैं, ट्रेनिंग नहीं होती जिस दिन, तो क्या करना है? I can tell them, okay, content create करो, okay, do some survey, okay, do some analytics. So you have to keep them busy, my dear friend. आर्मी का रूल होता है ना, आपने देखा होगा, आर्मी का रूल के अंदर ऑफिसर्स कैसे एंगेज करते हैं? इधर गड्ढा खोद दो, गड्ढा खोद दिया, ठीक है, इसको भर दो. तो इसलिए उसको, उनको लॉजिक नहीं बताते, बट उनको काम कर रखते हैं. Like in a corporate world, you have to go do in a different manner, my dear friend. So you can see clearly that engagement is the buzzword. Engagement is the DNA of any particular aspect. So there is wonderful video which I will show you later on. Who's sinking your boat and what the heck is employee engagement? So आपको आंसर बता दिया मैंने. Who's sinking your boat? It is the actively disengaged prani who is sinking your boat, my dear friend. And you have to be first of all identifying, but do the right kind of diagnosis. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप engaged बंदे को brand कर दो कि he is disengaged and other things. So you should be, just because many times, because leader says that this fellow always opposes me, that doesn't mean that he is disengaged or
Exactly.
this fellow Manoj always questions me in the meetings. He questions me in the meeting. ये कैसे होगा sir? ये तो possible नहीं है. ये तो Manoj is very negative in the approach. ऐसे नहीं होना चाहिए. Actively disengaged people वो होते हैं कि मेरे को कुछ काम नहीं करना है, दूसरे को करने नहीं देना है. The people who ask a lot of questions are not your enemies. They are challenging you to perform better, my dear friend.
Better, sure.
तो एक्टिव डिसएंगेज वो होते हैं जिसको आपने काम दिया कि ये प्रेजेंटेशन बना के मुझे कल तक सबमिट कर देना. तो वो तो करेगा भाई नहीं, साथ में दूसरों को भी बोलेगा तुम भी मत करो. वो होते हैं डिसएंगेज, एक्टिव डिसएंगेज पीपल. Okay, and then based on that we develop a lot of biases at the workplace. This is another chapter, but I will not cover in the biases part. Biases can be in the decision making on hindsight bias, confirmation bias. Confirmation bias, just now as I talked about, अगर मनोज मेरी टीम में है तो अगर मैं उसको Manoj is a yes man for me, I say okay, what do you think about it? Manoj say yes sir, it is very good, I would like Manoj. There is a confirmation bias as a leader. Okay, conformity bias, groupthink bias, social loafing is also another one. Okay, illusion of control, fallacy of plan, optimistic bias. These are some of the cognitive biases, my dear friend, which leads to human error. Right? So this is how it is. Sorry, there is a background noise because I'm working from home today. So then, of course, we come to situation leadership theory, and it talks about the theory is about it's a term that can be applied generically to style of leadership, and that also refers to a recognized and useful leadership model. In simple terms, situation leader is one who can adopt different leadership styles depending on the situation. As I go it further, I will explain it to you. Manoj, can you read this slide?
Yes, for sure. Leadership is not something you do to people, it's something you do with people.
It's very deep. Can you explain this, Manoj?
Yes, sir. Actually, it says that a leader should something who should engage him or herself through the process of performing certain tasks. It's not like just giving the task to their team members and they're getting disengaged, and afterwards at the end they are just going to evaluate how their team are doing it. It's just like participating in the process, during the process encouraging them to perform the task as per the expectations. That's why with the people they should do.
Yeah, just like in movie Sher Shah or army officers when they do it, the record has shown that Indian army officers has the highest vitality rate globally because they go with the people. They do not say आधे इधर जाओ आधे उधर जाओ बाकी मेरे पीछे आओ. Okay, they don't use that kind of language कि भैया तुम आगे चलो मैं पीछे हूँ तुम्हारे. So they do it with the people.
Sure.
Okay, they walk the talk. So leadership is something you do with the people, not to the people. That is very, very important aspect, my dear friend. So leadership model was started by Ken Blanchard and Paul Hersey, created a model of situation leadership in late 60s. But recently in 2000, Ken Blanchard launched another model called situation leadership 2. So that allows you to analyze the needs for the situation you're dealing with and adopt the most appropriate style. Okay, Mr. Nayak has raised their hand. Any question? I can answer now.
Yes, sir. Nayak. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
Nayak, sir.
Sir, I would like to say regarding the situational leadership, what you are talking about, situation leadership. But sir, leader is always leader, okay? But what is the situation? The leader need to change his strategy only. Now. Why should he change the quality of leadership?
Okay. Can I park this question, Mr. Naik? I will answer.
Totally strategy. If
I will park your question. You will get the answer when I cover this particular thing. Okay. So it is not I'm talking about strategy or something like that. It is situational leadership. Let's understand the situation first. Basics of this model and why it is popular is it is proved popular with managers over years because it passes two basic tests such as of such model. It is simple to understand and it works in most environments for most people. The model doesn't apply to the people in leadership or management position. We all lead others at work and at home. Okay, so that is where exactly it is in leader behavior. uh, Blanchard and Hersey characterized leadership style in terms of amount of direction and of support the leader gives to his or her followers, and so created a simple grid. So he created a simple grid. On one side is supportive behavior, on other side is directive behavior. Are you getting it? Either low rahega, either high rahega, either high rahega. Supportive behavior and directive behavior. I will explain this slide, this grid in a later time, but let me understand first the SL2 personas. Let me start with give you 4 personas. There is one person called JJ. Okay, a new management trainee, very enthusiastic, loves to talk with customers, lots of friends, and loves adventure and music. There is a second person called KK. You know, works 9 to 7 daily, tired of corporate life, tired of bosses rant, and wants peaceful weekend. And he used to be a sports lover. There is HH also. He knows the job and task, a regular meeting with customers, and hesitates to do it independent. Okay, आता है इसको काम लेकिन करना नहीं मेरे को. Then there is GG. He likes hanging out with friends, regular meeting customers, great time planner and a mentor, of course. Now you see there are 4 kinds of people over here. Now I'm further explaining this in a scenario profile A, that is JJ. Jitesh is a new B Farm MBA, very enthusiastic to learn new way of selling. He just started doing field work and doesn't quite understand how to deal with customers. Yesterday, he met Dr. Biswas and tried to tell him about mode of action, that is pharmacokinetics, of newly launched brand called Atal Fdp. Okay. Now, the thing is, doctor listened for 30 seconds and suddenly lost his cool. Said, are you going to teach me about the molecule which I've been prescribing for 10 years? Jesh was taken aback and left the clinic and dejected, but really did not know where he had gone wrong. So whenever he had asked his boss to teach him how to deal with customers, the boss told him, you are a topper in the class. I'm sure you know how to talk to a doctor or a customer. In fact, you have been taught the scientific aspects of the brand even more than me. And I'm sure you know the best to convince the doctor. Especially, I'm extremely busy arranging the CME next week. Has the leader used the correct style of leadership? What are leader behaviors the leader should apply? And what are the consequences of not applying the correct leadership style? Please answer the chat box to the questions which I've answered. So Bande, he's a new energetic guy. JJ is a new energetic guy. Wants to do the things. Okay, उसके boss ने कहा है कि तुमको तो सब कुछ आता है. You know everything. Now you tell me, answer this question. Has the leader used the right leadership style? Yes or no? So let me go through the slides, Madhura. I will definitely unmute you. Let me go through the slides because I would like to listen to your Manoj. इनका note करके रखिएगा Madhura का. Okay. So he's not used the right leadership style, definitely. Now, what is the right leadership style? We will cover it at later stage. But at this juncture, we go to persona B. Karan was in the company. This is KK. For last 3 years, he used to somehow work just enough not to be asked to leave. The moment he realized that he is now crossing the tolerance limit of his boss, he was once again started achieving his target for the couple of months and then slipped back into non-performance. Mr. Satyan, his manager, was really exasperated. He didn't know what to do with him. And this vicious cycle of threatening to sack him would repeated every 6 months. Karan used to think of himself as a big hero who could charm doctors into prescribing. But reality was his product knowledge and RCPA was very weak. He used to get business only when he's on the basis of his contacts. What development level of Danish, or I'll say product knowledge, auditing, pre-call planning. Okay. what is the style of leadership that Satyan used? Let me cut the story short. Again, is the leadership style used by his boss right or wrong? Because he was allowed to, go through it. He was allowed, Karan was allowed to escape. That is where the challenge is. It is again wrong, definitely. Dr. Nita Maitri said it. Let me go to the next profile now. Hitesh was very shy and quiet personality, but because of his good knowledge, communication, sincerity, was always able to get business from customers. He knows how to do the task, but he hesitates. So he used to feel weak on knees when it came to meeting the important doctors. He used to become blank and did not know what to say, and invariably sales call will end up in few minutes, seconds only. His manager used to shout at him to be bold and not get scared and anyone, and always used to give own example how he cracked the doctors and when he was a representative. Now again, is the leadership style right? It is not right. Let me go to the last more profile, that is Gurjeet, that is Gigi. Had been in the company for last 7 years, out of which he had been a star performer and an award winner for last 5 years. He had good interpersonal skills with his customers and teammates. He was a type of salesperson in a company who will be proud of. Recently, his boss joined from another company, Mr. Alam, and transferred from another headquarter in his hometown. Alam was well-known disciplinarian and would get irritated at late reporting, data collection by Gurjeet. Started micromanaging Gurjeet in, managing in and data micromanaging in various aspects. With the result, Gurjeet's overperformance started declining, and of course, ultimately, Gurjeet started even thinking of changing the job also. So, do you think this is the right leadership style for Gurjeet, who was a performer? No. So everybody agrees that this is the wrong leadership style. No, now we will now get into the basics, the brass tacks of leadership styles. But before that, we need to understand, development level of a follower. Now, these are all development followers, my dear friend. Clearly, right leadership style will depend on very much on the person being led, that is a follower. The leadership style should be driven by competence and commitment of the follower based on the 4 levels. On that is, number 1 is, we call it low on, that D1 level is low on competence and low on commitment. Now, before that, let me explain to you what is competence. Competence is the ability to do the things, the task, and commitment is how willingly he is doing it. Okay. For example, if I ask you, some of you, to go and sell a product, you may be having competence, but you may not be committed on that. Okay. So generally lacking specific skills required for job in hand, and lacks in any confidence and motivation to tackle it. So people are many times are low on, competence also, and low on commitment also. But at the same time, if you go further, there is D2, which is some competence and low commitment. May have some relevant skills, but won't be able to do the job without help. And this is something which I talked about Karan, who mentioned that who will just do the task. Commitment is very low. Uske andar kabiliyat hai. So that is what D2 levels are there. Then D3 levels are where high on competence but variable commitment. उनको काम आता है, लेकिन उनको अकेले तैरने में मजा नहीं आता. I mean, confidence नहीं है. So they are experienced, capable, but may lack confidence to go it alone, or the motivation to do it well quickly. Okay. Then of course D4s are there. So high on competence and high on commitment. Experienced at job, comfortable with their own ability to do well, and may even be more skilled than the leader. So basically what I'm trying to say is that there are 4 types of leadership style, development levels: D1, D2, D3, and D4. I'm going to take a maybe pause over here. I would want you to type it out in the chat box. What is D1, what is D2, what is D3, and what is D4? Then only I will go forward and give you the next thing. Once again, I repeated, D1 is low on competence and medium to low commitment. D2 is some competence, low commitment. D3 is the high competence, variable commitment. And D4 is high competence and high commitment. So people don't mind being challenged to do better if they know the request is coming from the caring heart, my dear friend. This is told by Ken Blanchard. So I'm stopping sharing, but I would want you to, quickly put in the chat box, what are the 4 leadership development levels? D1, D2, D3, D4. Come on, I'm waiting for it. D4. Okay, this said I know, but what is D4, D1, D2, D mean?
So they are thinking that you asking them to where they stand in that D1, D2, D3.
No, that is again wrong way of thinking, because nobody is D1, D2, D3, D4.
Exactly. That's why they are saying I am D3, something like that.
No. You are not D3 or D4. I am saying, what do you understand by D1? What do you understand by D2? What do you understand by D3? What do you understand by D4? What is D1 is, for example, yeah, somebody has mentioned about it. Mukesh. D1 is low on competence, medium commitment. D2 is high competence. High nahi hota hai, medium competence and medium commitment. D1, okay, D is low on competence, high on commitment. D4 is, I think, mixture kar diya aapne. D1 lack of skills. My request is follow this terminology only. Low on competence, high on commitment. Commitment and competence के आसपास बोलोगे ना, you will have better understanding of situational leadership, because this lingo has been used by Ken Blanchard and उसी को use करो better है, so you will have a better understanding. So let me quickly ask this way. So D4 is what? D4 is what?
Yeah. So I think that will be better. Write down what is D4.
What is D4? High competence, high commitment. Very good, very nice. What is D2?
Let's go for D2 now, please. D2. So
Medium
there is one
competence,
answer.
medium competence and medium high commitment. No, that fellow is the most disengaged person. D2 is medium competence and low commitment, my dear friend. Less competence, less commitment नहीं है. D2 is the most dangerous person. जो आपने engagement वाला देखा था ना, तो वो वाला. So it is medium competence and low commitment. Absolutely. Ali Rani mentioned about it. So it talks about medium competence and low commitment. Now let's come to the very crucial one. What is D3 level? High competence and variable commitment. Very good. D3 is high competence. The guy has got competence. उसको आता है काम करना, लेकिन घबराता है. Variable commitment. I'll give you an analogy. जब बच्चे को आप छोटे बच्चे को साइकिल चलाना सिखाते थे, तो उसको साइकिल चलाना आ जाता है, पकड़ के आप कैरियर पकड़ते थे, right? पीछे को. I don't know whether you have done it. My wife has done it. So till the time the child knows mother is holding the carrier, she will keep on driving it. The moment she realizes mummy ने छोड़ दिया, she will fall down. So that is exactly the example of the person who is a D3 person. जब तक बॉस है साथ में तो मैं काम कर लूंगा, लेकिन बॉस चला गया तो मैं फिर गाड़ कर दूंगा. Now let us go to D1 now. Very important. D1, low on competence and low on commitment. I will not say totally low on commitment, because जब भी आपको नया काम मिलता है, हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल लो होता है, लेकिन थोड़ा एंथुसियाज्म थोड़ा सा हाई होता है कि मेरे को ये करना है यार, ये अच्छी चीज करनी है, राइट? जब सपोज हमने जूम स्टार्ट किया था यूज करना, हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बहुत लो था इनिशियल लेवल में, बट आई वाज एक्साइटेड, अरे इसको करते कैसे है, राइट? सो कमिटमेंट वाज नॉट टोटली लो. नो, वन मोर थिंग, मैंने लो बात की है, नो की बात कभी नहीं की मैंने. नो कमिटमेंट नहीं होगा कभी भी किसी का. So let me thank you very much for this thing. I hope all of you are clear about the development levels. Manoj, are you? I hope you are.
Yeah. I think that's clear. And I just want to add, sir, with because I had this particular session with you maybe 2 months back. I just got this clarity. We, in our whole, we can say career, many times we move from D1, D2, D3, D4. So it's not like a person has been tagged for the particular time. It is the time or phase or kind of evaluation that he or she is going through. We may lie anywhere, and if your leader is good enough to pick that where you stand, then you will be accordingly mentored at that time. This is what Sir is talking.
I think you have reminded a very important point, which I was going to cover in the next slide. What Gopal has mentioned is, I cannot brand you as D4 or D1 or D2. अगर कोई नया बंदा आया है, every new person in your team has to pass through these development levels, D1 to D3, D4, D5, right? But it is all task specific, my dear friend.
Exactly.
Remember this word, इसको आप golden word देख लो, it is task specific. For example, let me ask you, at what development level are you in cooking? Cooking में आप कौन से development level पे हो? For example, I am at a D2 level. I know the recipe, but don't want to do it.
Yes.
Right?
But I think, sir, I am at D1. I am at D1.
अच्छा जी, तुमको आता भी नहीं है, तुमने सीखना भी नहीं है.
No.
सीखना है, तुमने सीखना है.
No.
तुमने
I
सीखना
am
है.
excited, but आता कुछ नहीं है.
आता नहीं है, ठीक है. So Pooja is saying D1. अच्छा, Pooja is saying D1. Puneet is saying D3. Ishan is saying D3. Okay, Dr. Shalini Kumar is saying D3. हाँ, D4 उसको वो आता है जो खाना बना के बड़ी पार्टी भी कर सकता है. That is D4. D4 वो लोग होते हैं जिनको चाइनीज भी आता है, पंजाबी भी आता है और मुगलई भी आता है. They are D4 and they can serve to 15 people to 10 people accordingly. Right? D4s. Okay, Shreya, that is saying D4. D3 is definitely, a lot of people are in D3. Rachna, Richard, Kushbu, D3, very good. But तुम सबको आता है, लेकिन यार इतना ज्यादा विलिंगनेस नहीं है कि मैं पार्टी कर सकूं, खुद बनाऊं. हमें ऑर्डर कर दें तो स्विगी या जोमेटो से.
Exactly.
दिल से कुकिंग करते हैं. ओके, अरे यार मेरे को बड़ा मजा आता है. आई रियली लव कुकिंग. You know, for example, those chefs which are there, those who love cooking, their competence level is also very high, and their commitment is also high. Yeah, we are open for party. Please don't forget us. Huh? Okay. Now I'm going to change the slide now. The thing is, how many of you are, what is your development level in singing, my dear friend? Singing. For example, I am at D3 singing. मुझे आता है लेकिन मुझे डर लगता है.
So I think I am D2. I am D2 in singing.
Okay. 0. Somebody says 0. There is nothing called 0. Low. You have to give me a D1, D2, D3, D4 only. D2. Okay. 0. Okay. Rachna Chajit is saying D4. Very good. So she can participate in orchestras also. Very good. Excellent. Okay, Shreya Dad is saying D4, very good. So they must say party ki jaan ho gaye.
Yes,
Sonali
exactly.
Singh is doing D1 because she wants to learn and she's excited. She doesn't know how to sing. Excellent. So मैंने आपको 2 एग्जाम्पल दिए हैं. अब तीसरा एग्जाम्पल भी देता हूं. Give me your development level with respect to swimming.
सर स्विमिंग में तो 0 भी हो सकता है ना.
नहीं 0 नहीं, D1, D2 हो सकता है ना. जब मुझे सीखना ही नहीं है,
जब आता ही नहीं है उसको क्या बोलेंगे?
आता नहीं तो D2 कर दो ना. मेरे को सीखना भी नहीं है.
अच्छा, सीखना भी नहीं है. अच्छा. D2 कर दे.
D1 में थोड़ा सा एक्साइटमेंट होता है कि मुझे सीखना है, लेकिन
आता
D2
नहीं
के
है बट
एक्साइटमेंट
सीखना
नहीं
है. D2 है कि नहीं सीखना. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. D3 है वो स्विमिंग कर लूंगा अगर कोई धक्का देगा. मैं को धक्का देगा तो कर लूंगा.
Sushila is saying I'm D4. Okay. Sai is saying I'm D3. Excellent. Okay. There is another one, Saminathan. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Okay. D4. Ali Rani Saminathan. Very nice.
Oh, we have D4 here as well. First, yeah, great swimmers are here.
Yeah, great swimmers are there. They can swim in the, Caribbean Sea also.
Yes.
Now you can see here, those people who are D4s in swimming, they may not be D4s in cooking or singing,
Yeah.
right? So it is, we should not brand people. We should not brand people that you are a D4 person. Okay, so अब अलग-अलग task का development level होता है. That is the reason this is known as situational leadership. So I will use a different leadership style for a person for a swimming task, and I will use a different leadership style for a task like cooking. You know, I am just giving these analogies. Corporate के अंदर भी ऐसा होता है. Making PowerPoint presentation is also a task. How many of you are D4s in PowerPoint presentation? Let me ask you, what is the development level in making PowerPoint presentation?
So I am at D2.
I am a D4, of course. I will call myself a D4. A lot of D4s are here now. Okay.
But this pandemic has forced us in that to move in that direction.
Yeah. And similarly, now let me ask you, how many of you are, what is your development level with respect to advanced Excel now? Advanced Excel. I'm not saying normal Excel.
I think
D1,
D3.
D1. Lot of people are.
Yeah.
Lot of people in D1, D2, D1.
D1.
You see, I'll just take two examples. One is PowerPoint, other is Excel. Now, if I start telling everybody that, okay, yaar, you are a D4 person. Manoj is a D4 person in PowerPoint, suppose. But in Excel, he is a D1 or D2. So I should not brand a person. I will have to give different leadership style for different tasks. So if I have my 5 people in my team, I will have to rate down on different development level for the person. Are you getting it? I'm spending a lot of time on this particular subject here so that you get understanding of it. This is the most difficult part of understanding because यहीं पे लोग गलती करते हैं. Development level tag करना तो बहुत आसान है ना किसी को. अरे यार इसको काम नहीं आता है. ये तो D2 level है. अरे ये तो घोड़ा है मेरा D4 है. हर एक चीज में घोड़ा है. So you can't say, you can't brand a person. You can.
But sir, I can tell you this happens. This happens. If you do well in one of the job, you will become the head of the that particular thing. आप सब करो.
वो ऐसे होता है ना कि जो काम करता है उसी को काम ज्यादा मिलता है.
उसी को काम दिया जाता.
That is another dilemma. So it is a dilemma that those people who work will get more work. घर के अंदर भी बच्चा जो ज्यादा काम करता है उसी को काम बोलते हैं ना. जो नहीं करता माँ बोलती छोड़ो इसको, छोड़ो इसमें करना नहीं,
ये नहीं करेगा.
ये सेम थिंग हैपेंस इन द कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड आल्सो. कि एक बंदे को काम दिया, उसने अच्छा नहीं दिया, उसने अच्छा किया, उसको ही काम मिलेगा दोनों. So that is where, but question is that we should, it is the leader's responsibility to develop those people who are not at that level. Exactly. Because तभी तो मैं आसानी से सोच सकता हूँ ना मैं. A leader is as good as the competence of their team members. और लीडर तभी सो सकता है अगर उसका काम जब वो सो रहा है उसकी टीम कर रही हो. मैं ये नहीं बोल रहा हूँ वो सोता रहे या सोती रहे. मेरा ये कहना है कि पर्सन कैन हैव,
उसको ये कॉन्फिडेंस रहे, कर लेगा.
Absolutely. Okay, for example, there was a project which was given yesterday. I immediately allocated it to 2 of my colleagues, different level पे. तो एक ने मैनेजर डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम का बनाया, एक ने टेक्निकल डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम बनाया. तो उनको उनकी स्पेशलाइजेशन है, उनको बोल दिया, I gave them the task based on their competence level, not their availability level.
Exactly.
So it is important that as a leader, one should decide कि कौन मेरा काम सही कर सकता है and उसको दूसरे बंदे को कैसे ऊपर डेवलप करना है. Right? That is where the challenge becomes. The diagnosis and flexibility is another part. एक तो हमको पता है diagnosis of a development level. This is what you are a doctor. As a leader, you are a doctor. You have diagnosed the development level of your team members. And based on that, you should have flexibility to use the right kind of style. Now I'm coming to the style part. I'm again going to share the slides. And I hope you are enjoying the learning part. Give me a thumbs up in case you are doing it. If you're not doing it, give me a thumbs down also. No issues. I'm open to feedbacks. Give me a thumbs up if you're liking it. If you're not liking it, give me a thumbs down. Please, I look forward to your feedback, sir. Madam and sirs. Okay, one thumbs up, one thumbs up, one thumbs up. Problem is my dil mange more.
Exactly.
I not thumbs up. I must asking feedback. It can be thumbs down also. No issues. Thank you
Sure.
very much. Thank you very much for your feedback. Okay, let me go forward. So friends, as I mentioned to you earlier also, development level, clearly the right leadership style will depend very much on the person being led, the follower. And the leadership style should be driven by the competence and commitment of the follower based on the 4 levels. Again, I'm again emphasizing competence and commitment. These are 2 clear aspects which you should always remember it. Number 1 style is directing style. Directing style क्या होता है? Directing leaders define the roles and tasks of the follower and supervise them closely. Decisions are made by the leader and announced, and so communication is largely one way. अभी आप देखिए डेवलपमेंट लेवल जो D1 है उसको S1 स्टाइल यूज करना है, डायरेक्टिंग स्टाइल. ओके, कुछ अपनी मत लगाओ, जो मैं बोल रहा हूं वो करो. अगर सपोज मनोज इज D1 इन कुकिंग, तो मैं उसको बोलूंगा भैया अपना दिमाग मत लगाओ, जो मैं तुमको बोल रहा हूँ वो करो. पानी इतना गर्म करो, उसके अंदर आधा चम्मच नमक डालो, आधा चम्मच मिर्ची डालो. बताने के बाद पूछूंगा मनोज से, हाँ बताओ मैंने क्या बताया तुमको. डायरेक्टिंग स्टाइल, दैट इज व्हाट आई एम टेलिंग. S1 स्टाइल. एंड क्लोजली उसको ऑब्जर्व करो कैसे कर रहा है. दैट इज व्हाट डायरेक्टिंग स्टाइल. द S2 स्टाइल इज कोचिंग स्टाइल. Coaching leaders still define roles and tasks, but seek ideas and suggestions from the follower. Decision remains with the leader's prerogative, but communication is more two-way. पहले वाले में क्या था? Communication was one way. One way communication. That is, मैं बोलूंगा, तुम सुनोगे और तुम करोगे. Whereas in S2, it is two-way, primarily by a leader, but task given by the leader only, because that person is just so primarily decisions are taken by the leader only, and the leader decides upon it. Okay, then of course comes the S3 style. S3 style, that is supporting style. Support this this is for D3 person, who's confused person, that मैं करूं के ना करूं, jump करूं के ना करूं. Supporting leader pass day-to-day decisions such as task allocation and processes to the follower. The leader facilitates and takes part in decisions, but control is with the follower. अभी आप देखो इसके अंदर shift हो गया. The decision is taken jointly by them, but to implement it lies with the follower here. The implementation lies with the follower here. Okay, S3, that is you're saying supporting style. And then S4 style is about delegating. Delegating leaders still involved in decision problem solving, but control is with the follower. The follower decides when, and the leader will be involved. So it is about turning over the responsibility for day-to-day decision making. That is what exactly happens. Once again, I will repeat these 4 styles. That is the S1, S2, S3. S1 is directing style. यहाँ पे लीडर डिसाइड करता है ये करना है, स्टेप वाइज करना है, 1 2 3 4 नोट करो, एंड नोट करके मुझे बताओ, राइट? और उसको वो ऑब्जर्व करेगा क्लोजली. सेकेंड इज कोचिंग स्टाइल. बोथ ऑफ विल डिस्कस, बट implementation guidance will be given by the leader, right? In this case, both of will discuss, but implementation will be decided by the follower. Both of will discuss. The follower will decide मेरे को लीडर को इन्वॉल्व करना है कि नहीं करना. Am I clear on this? So this is how we call it situation leadership style. My question to you now, $1 million question I'm asking, which is the right style? S1, S2, S3, S4. Put in the chat box. Which is the right style? Somebody mentioned S2 style, S3 and S4 style. S2 style, S2 style, S2 style, S2 style, S2 style, S2 style, coaching style. Okay. Manoj, You know the answer. Please don't leak the question.
Okay, okay.
So, my dear friends, since Manoj has already leaked out the question paper, so question is that how can you say that S2 is the right style? It is the situational. अगर आप मेरे को एक सिंपल क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ, नया नया बच्चा आया है, जो आपको मैंने स्टार्टिंग में पर्सोनास दिखाए थे, न्यू पर्सन हैज कम, you tell him, okay, my dear friend Manoj, you know everything, you are a topper in your college, you can do it, go ahead, do it. How will Manoj feel? Suppose he has to take up a session in his college. Okay, say Manoj, you are maybe on biochemistry. He is just passed out from a college, and he is a topper over there. He is maybe having competence, but commitment will be very high. But do you think you can straight away put into D4? Because I am using S4 style with him, delegation style. Manoj, tum kar loge. Come on, go ahead. Come on, well done. Keep it up. Motivate करके भेज दिया मैंने. So he may succeed, he may fail. The chances of failure are more because I have not handheld that person. Whenever a new person comes, a person will always pass through S1, S2, S3, S4 styles. You know, so इसके कारण हो सकता है time period will be short for a very capable person. But there are people जिनको S2 और S3, D2 और D3 में गायब हो जाते हैं लोग. Maximum attrition happens when a person passes through D3, D2 and D3 styles, D3 levels. क्योंकि उनको guidance करने वाला कोई नहीं होता है. That is the reason we always say there is no right leadership style. It is a situational leadership style. I don't have attendance link, my dear friend. You can talk later on. But my question is, there is no right leadership style. So it is all situational leadership style. For one person, S1 is required for a particular task. For another person, S3 is required for a particular task. For fourth person, S4 is required for a particular task. Right? Just to give another example, analogy, अगर cooking कर रहे हैं, तो cooking के अंदर मुझे इसके मनोज के साथ S1 स्टाइल लगाना पड़ेगा. Okay. हो सकता है in making Excel sheets, I may not use the S1 style. I will just tell him कि भैया इसको ऐसा ऐसा करो, इसको ऐसा करके मुझे ये आउटपुट चाहिए. I will use S4 style.
सर एक छोटा सा डाउट इसी समय से, D2 D3 में एट्रिशन ज्यादा कहाँ लग रहा है आपको, D2 या D3?
Normally it is D2.
It's D2.
Attrition can happen at all the places, but as per the research which I have done personally, I have seen that D2 level पे और D3 level पे attrition ज्यादा होता है. D4 level पे कहाँ attrition होता है? जब हम अपने horses को हम लोग engage नहीं कर पाते हैं, वहां पे wrong leadership style use कर लेते हैं. वो बंदा घोड़ा है, लेकिन उसको हम पकड़ के चलते नहीं, इधर नहीं जाना, इधर चल. He or she knows what to do, but we are telling that person you are wrong. You don't know what to do. वहां पे
I think D4 पे जब हम S1 फोर्स करते हैं तब वो भाग जाता है.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That is the reason this question is wrong. Which is the right leadership style?
Exactly.
This question is wrong. इसके अंदर flaw है. There is no right leadership style. It is all situational, my dear friend.
Situation.
अगर आपने D4 पे S1 यूज किया, attrition हो जाएगा. S1 पे D4 पे D1 पे S4 स्टाइल यूज किया, attrition हो जाएगा. D2 पे S4 स्टाइल यूज किया, या attrition हो जाएगा या नॉन एंगेजमेंट हो जाएगी, डिसएंगेजमेंट हो जाएगा.
Sure. वो या तो D3 में चला जाएगा,
D3 में नहीं जाएगा, वो D2 में रहेगा.
D2 में रह जाएगा.
और उसको कॉम्पिटेंस इंप्रूव करनी नहीं अपनी,
करनी नहीं है. एग्जैक्टली.
तो वो एक्टिवली डिसएंगेज हो जाएगा फिर.
हाँ, और D2 सबसे दिक्कत करेगा, वो आसपास में
दिक्कत वही करता है, क्योंकि उसके अंदर कमिटमेंट लो है ना. जो D2 वाला बंदा है, उसको पता है कि बॉस मेरा S4 स्टाइल यूज कर रहा है. अरे यार बेटे मनोज कर ले, कुछ नहीं होता. लेकिन मनोज को पता है कि बॉस तो कुछ फॉलो करता नहीं है. बॉस ने बोल दिया कि तू कर ले. D2 के अंदर S2 स्टाइल करते हैं. S2 में कौन डिसीजन लेता है? बॉस लेता है. बॉस डिसीजन लेता है. जब बॉस डिसीजन लेता है तो फिर व्हाई शुड आई लीव इट टू मनोज टू टेक ए डिसीजन? तो मनोज reads it, ये तो culture बड़ा अच्छा है यार, या तो कोई पूछता नहीं है, he will become actively disengaged and he will become a floater.
Sure, sure.
Right? I'm just taking example, Manoj, बुरा मत मानना.
No, not at all.
So that is how it is, my dear. So finding the right style. Effective leaders are versatile in being able to move around the grid according to the situation, and there is no right style. However, we tend to have a preferred style in situation applying with situation leadership. We need, and you need to know which one is your own style. Now, इसके लिए I don't have time because I do a lot of inventory in one-on-one coaching, जिससे आपको पता लगता है कि आपका style कौन सा है. I have got a inventory for that, जिससे मैं when I do the coaching part, leadership coaching, उससे आपको मैं leadership style बता सकता हूँ कि आपका preferred style क्या है. Research has shown that about 55% of the global leaders, they use one style. Okay, 30% they use two styles. Okay, 20% they use around three styles, and only about 9% leaders they use four styles. Okay, so when I do my leadership coaching, I have a kunji bolta hu ya inventory bol do. I can tell you which is your preferred leadership style. Okay, because everybody says I am a situation leader. मैं तो चारों यूज करता हूँ, पर ऐसा नहीं होता है भाई. मेरे अंदर भी गलतियां हैं, मेरे को पता है मेरा प्रेफर्ड लीडरशिप स्टाइल क्या है. S1 है, S2 है, S3, S4. Although I am consciously attempting to use all four leadership styles, but still I am not using all four leadership styles. Okay, so Blanchard and Hersey said that leadership style S1 to S4 of a leader must correspond to the development level D1 to D4 of the follower and the leaders who adapt to it. Now, example, I'm going to ask you, a new person joins your team and you are asked to help them through the first few days. You sit in front of a PC, wrong word, in front of the PC and tell them they need to create login accounts for various tools and push off for the meeting. They are at a D1 level and you are adopted a S4 style. S4, everyone loses because the new person feels helpless, demotivated, and they don't complete the deliverable. Are you getting it? Example? कैसे new person जैसे demotivated होगा?
Yeah.
Example is you are handing over to an experienced colleague before you leave for a holiday. You have listed all the tasks that need to be done and a set of instructions on how to carry on one. They are at D4 level. Okay. And you have adopted a S1 style. The work will probably get done, but not the way you expected. And your colleague will despise you for treating them like an idiot. Are you getting my point? So leadership style जरूरी नहीं कि मैंने अपने टीम में ही यूज करना है. I can use with my peers also. I can use it with my peers also. So that is how it is. Leave new employee, leave detailed instructions and checklist for the new person and they will thank you for it. Leadership style S1, development level N, D1. Colleague, give a quick chat and few notes before you go on a holiday and everything will be fine. S4 style and D4 level. Are you? This is a previous answer bata raha hu. So give detailed instruction for a new employee and a checklist for a new person and they will thank you for it. In the leave holiday person, they are at development level 4 and you have to use S4 style for it. What we give our attention to, it grows, my dear friend. So that is very, very important. Agar in case you have to really understand this theory, it is very easy to understand. Situation leadership 2 is very easy to understand, but it is very difficult to implement it. That is where, because of our habits, we don't go into that. So by adopting the right style to suit the followers' development level, work gets done. Relationships are built, and most importantly, followers' development level will rise to D4 to everyone's benefit. Right? That is exactly it is. And if we keep on creating D4s, it will be much better for us. Now, if you see, this is the most important diagram. D1, just a minute. D1 is low competence, high commitment, that is directing style. D2 is low to some competence and low commitment, coaching style, high directive and high supportive. D3 is moderate to high competence and variable commitment, supporting style, S3. D4 is high competence and high commitment, delegating style. तो यहाँ पे supportive behavior इधर आ जाता है, directive behavior इधर आ जाता है. So this is the Ramban of leadership. If you want, I can send this diagram to Manoj and you can share it with others. And if you follow this, my dear friend, I can share with you that I think you are all in education. You should try to teach this diagram to at least 5 people. Then you will understand कि gaps कहाँ आते हैं. एक चीज का याद रखो, development level understand करना. Diagnosis is very, very important. And this is diagnosis and this is flexibility. If you should know what, first of all, diagnose the development level of a person, and then of course you should have flexibility to use multiple styles. Okay, ये भी एक diagram है particularly for the institutional transformation efforts. So starts with the leadership style के अंदर enthusiastic beginners होते हैं, then support D2 level पे आते हैं, then D3 level पे आते हैं, and then D4 level पे आते हैं. You see, in this case, the enthusiasm goes down initially. जब भी कोई नया बंदा आता है, and capability goes up. Kind of. Blue is enthusiasm and red is capability. If you see with the passage of time from D1 to D2 to D3, D4, if you use the right leadership style, the capability will go up and enthusiasm will also go up. Okay. One thing more which I always use when I'm doing a coaching, leadership coaching, I am focusing on, are you living a balanced life or meaning? So this is one of my great circle which is there, where I ask people, what is your motivation? Relationship, learning, health and wellness, emotions, spirituality, and finances. So based on that, I take my communication forward accordingly. Okay. Now in this case, this is, I think I already explained it. This will confuse you otherwise. I've shown you a better grid in that. So we covered in this, what is situational leadership, leadership model history, why is it popular among managers, leadership behaviors and styles, development levels, and practical examples and its applications. This is basically a 2-day module which I cover externally, and wherein we give them the complete details about leadership and what are their leadership styles. My dear friends, feedback is a breakfast of champions, and I am one of the champions. So I look forward for your feedback here also. And leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way also. So with this, I think I'll stop my sharing over here and look forward to questions accordingly.
Yeah, I would request the participants to please raise your hand so that I will allow you to unmute.
Thank you very much, Jaya, for the feedback.
Yeah.
Lovely Kumari.
Yeah, ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, everybody. Am I audible?
Yes, Pooja ji.
Sir, a wonderful session, and honestly speaking, I had really fun and it was really interactive. So we could not sit back in our seats and relax even for a minute. So you kept us, typing and getting involved in the session. So thank you so much, sir. And it was actually a wonderful session. And sir, I was just going through your videos, the activity which was given to us.
I am not able to hear you, Pooja.
Yeah. Am I audible now, sir?
Yeah, better.
Yeah, I'll just increase the volume. Just give me a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Yes. Am I audible now, sir?
Yes, Pooja.
Right. Sir, we were told that we had to watch your videos. So I particularly clicked on psychodrama.
Sorry?
So psychodrama, sir. Psychodrama.
Psychodrama.
So I wanted to know more about it because I myself, I am a trainer, soft skills trainer. So we keep on doing activities and, learn by doing kind of concept we follow in our BTech classes and our training sessions, which we conduct throughout NCR area. So I would love to know what is this psychodrama thing and, how can we implement it in our leadership?
In fact, it's a different subject like situational leadership, Pooja.
Yeah.
I have attended that sessions and I implement those in the physical trainings, wherein, in short, I can talk about it. Psychodrama is a process. It's a kind of process wherein you don't tell the person that you are wrong. Just to, for example, say, Pooja, what do you do, by the way?
So I'm a soft skills trainer. I'm additional head over here in KIT Group of Institutions in training department. Sir.
Okay.
HS.
Training department.
Yeah.
What do you have any pain area?
So I'm very emotional, I think.
No, with somebody, suppose.
Oh, yes, sir. A lot of pain areas, sir.
Suppose, let us take example that you are bugged by, one of the persons in your organization. So
Right.
let's take example of, say, Suresh. Take example of, say, Suresh, somebody. Okay, because
Yes.
he or she doesn't talk to you properly whenever you are going to meet him. Okay, so what the psychodrama, if I have to use that process, I will tell you, Pooja, now you are Suresh.
Right, sir.
You are sitting in the chair. I am Pooja. Talk to me
Mhm.
like Suresh.
Okay. So, sir, okay, you're Pooja. So, ma'am, I want to leave tomorrow and I will have to take it. There is no other way. So, that is
So
what
I'm
I
not
will
going. I'm not getting into detail, but this is how we do it.
Yeah.
When you are talking like Suresh, you will realize what are the pain areas of Suresh and why that person is doing it. So many times we don't need to tell, the realization comes into us.
Sir, but don't you think it happens with certain, like you said, one thing very good while we were attending this session, that trust is very important in a team.
Yeah.
So there are few people in my team whom I trust so much that even if they come to my face, they say, I have to go for a picnic, I have to take a vacation, and I want to leave, and I never say no to them. Right?
It's okay.
But there are few people, they always come with a false reason. They come with any kind of reason in front of us, and they will make sure they'll take the leave. Leave is one thing, sir. There are so many things other than this attached. It was just an example which came to my mind.
Yeah, that's right. So primarily, again, if I have to conduct a psychodrama session for you, although I'm deviating from the main topic of situational leadership, I'll just answer quickly here. That, in case I have to conduct a psychodrama for you, wherein I will invite you and those people who are taking you for a ride in that session. So wherein I did not tell them that you are taking Pooja for a ride, but through this psychodrama series, I'll make them realize that you are taking Pooja for a ride.
All right. I got your point a little, sir. I mean,
and that is more effective. That is more effective than telling them that you're wrong.
Yeah, role reversal kind of thing, sir. Kind of.
It's a part of role reversal.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Part of role reversal. So there are a lot of things in psychodrama, but there is one example I give.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Pooja, very much. Any other question? Yeah, Shahid from Pondicherry. You can unmute yourself and also show your video also if you want. Yeah, you are totally masked. Very good. I cannot hear you, Shahid. I cannot hear you. You can type your question in case you want. Anybody else question is there?
Yeah, Shahid sir, if you are okay, I will try one more time for you. Or else, if someone else wants to come on video and audio, you please raise your hand. A few queries are there in the chat box also, if you can see that.
Okay. In fact, one of the query which was asked was that how to conduct, virtual sessions effectively. I have created one module in my YouTube series, the checklist for virtual sessions through Zoom or so. Please go through that checklist. It's a wonderful video for 3 or 4 minutes only.
Sure.
I've given a checklist also of that.
Sure.
Yeah,
Ma'am, please
Anuradha,
come in.
Anuradha,
Yeah.
please come in.
Yeah, ma'am, please come in.
Hello, sir. Good morning. And first of all, thanks for this wonderful session. We really enjoyed it. I think it was one of the great sessions I've ever attended in almost all the FDPs I've done so far. So thanks for that.
My pleasure.
My specific question is, sir, could you give us a list of either articles or books on which we could read more about this S1D1, in-depth understanding of what exactly these styles are, and how do you actually identify those levels of development of an employee, and then how do we, apply it? Because you've given us a great insight, but I would like to learn something more about it.
Yeah, in fact, you can search on online about Ken Blanchard
Yes.
and situational leadership theory. In fact, there are a lot of things are there, but I would advise, because I don't like to spend too much time reading. I'm a micro learner. So I read those. So I would advise you to, if you can read 1 Minute Manager.
Okay.
So there is a book called 1 Minute Manager.
Yes, I've heard of it. I've not read it, but I have.
So 1 minute, I'm just putting in the, in the chat box also.
Okay.
You can get hold of this. This is about 100 pages or 90 pages book, which you can read in 45 minutes itself. It will give you a concept of what this theory is basically, and broadly speaking. But my again request, Anuradha ji and other people, are that, you see, it is very easy to understand it, but you have to consciously start implementing it, bring it those habits of using multiple leadership styles. So there is a question by Shahid that, can leaders be consistent in similar situations? That is where the challenge becomes, and that is where the awareness and mindfulness of the leaders come. So this is not such a one theory. You have to bring trust, you have to bring mindfulness, you become awareness, emotional intelligence. Recently I conducted a program on emotional intelligence for leaders. People do not realize कि मुझे गुस्सा कब आता है. So that is where what is the trigger? For example, sales closing जब month end में होती है, तो people use all kind of adjectives, and people कहते हैं या तो order लेके आ या paper डाल दे. तो इस तरह का उनका top blast हो जाता है. Similarly, I should be aware that if a person is a development level 1, what leadership style should I be using it? Once the awareness starts coming into that person, that is the time you become a situation leader. Otherwise, you are operating the same leadership style which you are operating with the knowledge of situation leadership. That is where the challenge is. There is a difference between knowing and doing, my friends. I hope I was able to make things clear on this front. Am I audible, Manoj?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Loud and clear.
Fine.
If someone else wants to interact, please go ahead. Or shall we formally close this? Yeah, we have one more person. Sir, please go ahead.
Mohit Sharma ji.
Mohit sir.
Sir, thank you first of all for such an interactive session, sir. Sir, my question is more like a situation, like that many times what happens when someone puts forth some suggestion or new idea to higher ups, to the leaders in the organization, what they do, they just put the whole responsibility on the same person. I mean, whereas that person could be good in just producing an idea or taking some part of the responsibility of the whole idea, but the higher ups don't take it in that way. They just put the whole responsibility of that. This way, a lot of creative ideas people stop sharing with the higher ups. How do you address to this?
एक पंजाबी में कहावत है, जो बोले वही दरवाजा खोले.
Exactly, sir.
तो आपने वो बोल दिया that if I give a suggestion, bosses tell me, हाँ, very good suggestion, Mohit, you will do it. So that is where the challenge becomes, that many times what happens is there is no harm in contributing it, but when you are presenting an idea, if that is the kind of culture which you are operating in, then you should be very clear when presenting an idea. Hey, sir, Mr. Rishi, I have a nice idea, but at the same time, I do not have the capability to do it. So I fully. So maybe we can form a small team, crack team, who can implement it. Or if you say that when you are saying that this is what my idea is to improve performance, and I tell you that, okay, Mohit, show me a plan on that. And when you're making a plan, you include the other people in that. So there are various ways of doing it. I do not know what is the scenario. You are working in an education institution or working in a corporate world. Mohit. Mohit.
I hope, sir, it's okay. Mohit sir, do you want to say something on that?
Yes, sir. I'm
Yeah.
working in an educational institution.
Okay. So there is no, in fact, let me share with
Yes,
you once
definitely,
again.
sir. That's really a good idea that we should always go with a plan of action that is required to execute the whole idea. And this way we will be asking the higher ups to give us a team that can operate, that can do all the stuff that is required.
Yeah, naturally.
That's really good suggestion. Yes.
Remember, I learned from that movie, action movie hoti hai, when Rambo has to go for action and he has to pick up his own team then. Okay. So similarly, whenever you are made a Rambo, you say, I will need a team for that. And that is it. I like the quote by Shahid now. Shahrukh was judged to Alia Bhatt in movie and you are our own judge, sir. Great. Thank you. My request to all of you is that you should subscribe to my channel and you watch few videos regular basis. And my request, only Guru Dakshina I will ask is popularize the book and the channel, because this way more people will be able to watch it and the knowledge of digitization, innovation, leadership will go to many places. And since you are in education, you can do much better for me than me. Connect with me on LinkedIn or whatever. I'm very active on social media. I post a post every day basis. So it is 11:22, I suppose.
Yeah, I think if you have any doubt, I think that there is one interesting query. I think if you had answered, because I had one people came to meet me on very urgent basis. He was Shahi sir has wrote because he could not speak. So he has put the very interesting thing because I could not even think of it. He was saying that if we keep on changing the situational way of dealing with people, so हमको कोई दिक्कत तो नहीं होगा. They're asking like, I just missed that. Yeah, can leader be consistent in similar situations?
Very good question. In fact, it's a very good question. देखिए, जब मुझे प्यास लगी हो, मुझे पानी मिल जाए, तो अच्छी बात है ना. और जब मुझे पानी की प्यास लगी हो, जब मुझे दारू मिले, तो वो अच्छी बात नहीं है. तो जो मेरे फॉलोअर को चाहिए, मेरे टीम मेंबर को चाहिए, मैं उसको वो दूं, तो वो ज्यादा फिटमेंट होती है ना. और जो उसको नहीं चाहिए, मैं उसको वो दे रहा हूं, that will always be a dysfunctional. That is exactly what situation leadership theory says. If there is a match, then people will start respecting you. कि हाँ यार, ये बंदा aggressive भी है और passive भी है. Okay, aggressive मैं D1, D2 के साथ रहूंगा, passive मैं D3 and D4 के साथ रहूंगा. So people will also start learning. You are giving a hidden message that if I learn, I master, the boss will become my friend. But if I am at D1 and D2 only, then boss will remain my boss, aggressive right. So many times people say that, which is your leadership style? Is it democratic or is it autocratic? I will say both are required. Both are required. Autocratic भी चाहिए and democratic भी चाहिए. So people will not be surprised. Don't worry about it. People will start respecting you.
Exactly.
I give you my example here. I had one. I can quote openly, Mr. Bhaskar here. He was my boss. Very autocratic with respect to time management. मेरे को आधा घंटा दिया है, कॉन्फ्रेंस रूम में आएंगे, घड़ी उतारेंगे, सामने रखेंगे. मैसेज क्या मेरे को मिल गया कि मेरे पास 25 minutes हैं बस बात करने के प्रेजेंटेशन. And in this 25 minutes, he will be asking me questions and questions and questions. I will get answers automatically on my own. जहाँ पे उनको suggestion देना है, वहाँ suggestion देना. Now, indirectly, I'm saying that since on those topics, I am at D4. So he will ask questions to me and I will tell the plan. But जहाँ पे मैं D1 हूँ, या D2 हूँ, या D3 हूँ, वहाँ पे he will give me a suggestion also. We'll brainstorm.
Great example, sir. Fantastic.
तो लीडर्स जो होते हैं ना इस तरह के डेमोन्स्ट्रेट करें ना तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
Exactly.
So I am following the same pattern with my team members also. 9 o'clock start करना है तो 9 o'clock start करना है.
Sure. For sure. So
Right.
I think, sir, with this, it's already 11:26. I just want to inform participants that we have one more session lined up with sir on Friday morning. So don't miss that as well. And you are going to have the same kind of experience what you had just now. We could see the chat box flooded with excellent compliments, sir. You can see that, and I will be sharing these chat records with you as well.
Thank you
And
very much. Thank you.
it's always wonderful to hear you, sir, and that's why I just want you to be here, because once I attended your session 2 months ago, I think I should share this experience with others.
My pleasure.
The very that
pleasure.
moment I said that you should be the part of this.
Yes, thank you so much.
Always pleasure to hear, sir.
Thank you
So
so much.
with this, sir, I will wait for your input during Fridays as well, and I'm sure many people will be more than happy to. They are eagerly waiting for hearing you again on Friday morning.
Sure,
And,
sure.
sure. Thank you so much, sir.
you,
The same link will work, sir. There is no need.
Okay.
You can use the same link to join in. Once again, thank you so much, and I wish you a great day ahead, sir.
All the best.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you and
Bye-bye.
namaskar, sir. You can please take a leave. I will give certain directions to the
Okay. Have a nice day, friends. All the best.
Thank you. And for other participants, we will start at 12 again. We have one more very interesting session lined up. I will be sharing attendance link one more time. No issues at all. You please go ahead with that. So be here at 11:55 because our speaker has already committed me to join 5 minutes earlier, and being a participant, we should always be there to welcome the speaker. And it is also a very interactive session, so feel free to interact in between. I had also attended the session of the upcoming speaker as well. You are going to love that session. So with this, we'll take a very small half-an-hour break and we'll meet again at 11:55. Thank you so much for joining in. See you again after half an hour. Thank you. Bye-bye.